patch notes. Rundown. There we go. Patch 8.24. Have we seen good changes? This is the question now. Aatrox. Alright, let's go to the first one. First, I think this is a nerf. Aatrox no longer needs additional 0.8, 0.1 attack damage to against monsters. Okay, so that's just I think making sure that there's no jungle Aatrox, or I think I know why they did this. They did this change to because Aatrox mid lane with smite was actually a thing. Aatrox with level 1 could take the enemy race raptors, I mean, or the friendly raptors, and get level 2 before anybody else. So this is pretty nice, I think. Not a bad change. That was kind of broken because you had to phase it Aatrox that was level 2 right away. Alright, let's take the next one, Akali. W duration decreased. Alright, let's take a look at that. Alright, so the shroud doesn't last that long. Alright, so it's 1 second at each rank. Alright, so that's kind of good. I like it. Max duration extension decrease as well to 2 seconds maximum. Alright, so that's nice. You know that you can make the duration of the shroud longer if you go out in and out of that, so it lasts longer. So they made it shorter. The maximum is 8 seconds now. It used to be 9 seconds. That's good. Good change. Good nerf. The shroud is really OP still. But 1 second less of her being invisible is kind of a hard nerf to her. So yeah, Camilla gets a nerf on her attack speed. I think she was pretty strong in the jungle. The level 2 ganks, if you made the level 2 gank work, that was really powerful. And her attack speed, being nerfed is it's gonna make it harder for her to clear the jungle, I think. Alright, so Galio Q mana cost, alright, goes down. Alright, so you can spam that more on ability level 5. If you max that, you can spam it more often. The damage goes up as well. Alright, that's nice. Ooh, the ratio too. That's actually interesting. They're buffing him super good. Flat tornado damage no longer deals. Oh, okay. So yeah, alright. So they buffed the wind blast damage. I think this the 2 tornadoes, the 2 wind blasts that connects to a tornado. They buffed them. This means if you hit those, you do decent damage, but the flat tornado damage is gone. So yeah, I think it's a nerf in general. And the max health tornado damage. Alright. Not really sure if this right now. I'm not really sure if this is a buff or not. I mean, the mana costs go down, the wind blast damage goes up, the flat damage goes down, but the max HP damage goes up. So I think it's good against tanky enemies. Let's take a look at this. Increased E is faster, but deals less damage. So yeah, I think the Q is not. I think the Q is a buff because it costs much less mana at the max rank, and the max HP. The target HP damage is stronger now, so I think it's in general. I think it's a buff. All right. So the E-Justice, the Justice Punch. All right. Wind up is quicker, so he won't feel that he won't feel that clunky anymore. I think the dash speed is much higher. All right, that's nice. But I mean, he won't have that much wave clear with it anymore. So landing phase Galio is getting a slight hit here. The ulti gets a big nerf. Alright, the damage reduction gets removed. And the ground 0. Alright, so his ulti gets nerfed hard. I think his fighting ability is getting stronger, but the wave clear is worse and the ulti is worse. So the damage reduction is gone, and the higher knock up, the stronger knock up in the center is gone as well, which means his ulti is weaker now in general. Alright, that's interesting. The damage reduction was pretty good in his ulti. I don't really know why they nerfed it. I think he's too strong in team fights maybe, and solo queue is not that strong. There we go. We're getting to Heimerdinger. The Donger, you can play him anywhere. You can go for him at the top lane. You can play him bot lane still. He's pretty strong at the bottom lane. If you have enough damage in the team, he's pretty good. His pushing power is over the roof. Alright, so the turret beam attack cooldown now actually scales with cooldown reduction. That's actually pretty good. The turrets, if you hit an ability on an enemy champion, the turrets shoot a beam on them, which is, I think, his highest damage. Like, this boosts his damage so much that they have a shorter cooldown now because they actually scale with cooldown reduction. That's nice. The tooltip gets alright, I don't like it, but okay. You have to hold shift for the extended version of the tooltip. Alright, what's that? Upgrade W, the rockets. Alright. Wow, Heimerdinger gets buffed. Did you just wait? Alright, so if you hit one. Alright, so this is the W rocket ulti. If you ulti and you press the W, the rockets, they fly out. Getting a buff at the max damage and at the, what is it? If you hit 2, 3, 4, 5 missiles, it gets buffed as well. If you hit the max missiles, so right, so you get rewarded for hitting more missiles than before. Like if you hit 2 missiles, you do more damage now. Up to 5, and then 6 to 20 is less. But I think in total it's still more. So it's a buff to him in general. Yeah, Heimerdinger gets buffed. That's interesting. I think he was pretty strong before. Now he's gonna be even stronger. The buffs are not huge, but I think they're gonna make his win rate go up. Alright, let's take a look at Illaoi. Wow, she gets work done as well. I thought Riot forgot about her. Cooldown onto the E, the one where you pull the spirit of an enemy champion, gets lowered. 16 seconds at level 1. It's a huge buff for her right now. Oh wow, so Illaoi gets buffs pretty big. The cooldown of the E gets lowered by 4 seconds at level 1, which is really big. And the ultimate on level 3 gets buffed as well, the cooldown reduction, and level 2. So yeah, she's gonna be strong in general. Late game ulti is gonna be strong in early game E, because you usually don't max the E, right, on Illaoi. So this is gonna be really good for her. Don't max it first. Let's take a look at the next champion, Aurelia. Disgusting champ, super strong if you're good with her. I hate playing against the good Aurelia. She gets nerfed. I like it. The cooldown goes higher at the early game. You know, you don't max W, so having 20 seconds. You have the opposite thing here. 20 seconds at level 1. It's a huge nerf to her because you usually don't use that W often on her. You don't put many points at the beginning of the game into this, so the 4 seconds longer cooldown are gonna be pretty hard. Damage reduction goes down as well. This is nice. I think it's gonna lower her win rate, and only like you need to be really good with her right now. So if you've wasted, it's gonna be in a higher cooldown. Okay, so it doesn't grant you a passive stack anymore, which is also an based on enemy set. Stacks still grant no longer against a stack of iron in favor. Okay, so if you cast it, you don't get you don't get a stack. If you hit somebody with it, you get one. Okay, so it's also a nerf. I like it. It's better. Now you need to be skillful with her, bit more. I think in general, good players on Aurelia, they won't, you know, this won't be a huge nerf to good players, but people that use abilities without really thinking about it, or if they don't time it well, they're gonna be facing a higher cooldown, which is gonna be You have a high, bigger window to punish them in the lane. All right, Jax gets a nerf on his ulti. All right, the ulti passive, I guess, the third attack on hit damage goes lower at late game. That's fine. 40 damage, actually pretty hard nerf. The third auto attack does 40 damage less in level 3. Okay. LeBlanc, W cooldown increased early game. Yeah, 4 more seconds on her W. This means like her laning phase won't be that safe anymore, or less safe, since if she uses the W to wave clear, your jungler has 18 seconds now to react. Before you had 14, so 4 more seconds, 4 more second window to go for a gank or to make a play. Once again here, right is kind of hitting people that use their abilities without really, or not careful enough, so thoughtful enough, maybe I should say. Now it's a nerf on her. Her damage doesn't go, low. I think, she got nerfed before. I think this is a fine nerf to her. Alright, Victor, this disgusting top laner. Oh boy, the Q max and oh boy, Q max on Victor is just so annoying, and he's so strong. But I mean, they are nerfing him. 1 more second cooldown. This is really important. Level 5 Q, he could literally always Q you. So now it's in a 1 second higher cooldown. I think it's not the biggest nerf, but the damage goes down as well. In general, I think it's fine. I think he's not gonna be that OP anymore. But if you're good with him, he's the essence of him is not getting nerfed. He can still do that. He can still be super annoying in the lane and poke you down, get the shield, run around with 100 movement speed more than you, and just do whatever he wants to. I think it's gonna be still gonna be really annoying in the lane. But the 1 second higher cooldown and the less damage on him, the base damage, is gonna be. It's gonna make it a bit more pleasant to play against him. I think his E gets buffed. All right, his E gets buffed. So yeah, the nerfs that they did onto his Q, they kind of avoided it with his E. So they don't want to see the Q max Victor anymore. Scales with more AP, AP ratio. All right. Okay. So interesting. I think, judging by these changes, I think Heimerdinger is gonna be stronger. All right, there are some updates to champions. Death Dance. All right, let's look at the item. Instead of only physical damage, you get healing for all damage dealt. Wow, they could be really strong on some champions here. I'm thinking about Elise right now. Wow, I should change the game to League of Legends on the stream. Did it right now. So yeah, this actually, I'm not really sure if you can build it on. Nah, this is not gonna. I mean, this gives you AD, but Elise is bad example for this. But maybe Jax, because he does AP damage. So Jax could use that, and maybe even Kai'Sa could be really good for Kai'Sa as well, because you build AD. I think you used to build this item as well. Now that gives you on every damage dealt. So this is pretty nice for AD champions that do AP damage with their abilities. Pretty strong buff to this item for some champions. All right. Okay, you can't use Herald now in fights. It's pretty nice. You have to wait 3 seconds after combat. It's good, I think, because I think the biggest change to this is to not have people accidentally use this. People are not gonna accidentally use this in fight. I think this is the main reason for this change. So you don't use that, and you stand there like 4 seconds not moving, and people can kill you. Yeah. All right. Oh, I mean, you can use your trinket now. You know, while you fight somebody, and if somebody jumps into just some what I read right now, that's pretty makes sense. I mean, if somebody jumps into a bush, brush, whatever you want to call it, you can use your trinket now because you can get vision in there. It's super important. If you had Herald, that was actually a debuff for you because you couldn't void it with your trinket. Now, if you are in combat with a champion, you can use your trinket. Now, this is pretty nice, I think. Good change. And you don't accidentally use it in a fight, which was what I said in the beginning. Alright, Dark Harvest nerf. Let's go. Wow, it gets hit early game and late game as well. Wow, the base damage. Okay. Can no longer proc of other procs. So Scourge, Liandry's Torment, they don't proc it anymore. This is bad. Whose effect build with behave separate ability. Alright, so okay, I don't like this actually. I think Liandry's proccing it was kind of nice for. I mean, I play AP supports right now. Of course, I'm gonna defend Dark Harvest, but having Liandry's on a Zyra and damaging an enemy champion, and you get that Dark Harvest proc, it just feels good. I don't think Dark Harvest is that OP right now. I think, if you stack it often enough, if you get a lot of stacks on it, it's super OP, it's super strong. The snowball is super good. But in the early game, it wasn't that strong at the beginning. And if you don't have that many stacks, it's still an okay rune. I think wants this to be a farm rune where you have to get a lot of procs, otherwise it's gonna be useless. I think that's what they aim for. This makes the rune super risky because the base damage is garbage. The base damage is so bad right now. 20 damage at level 1 is nothing. This is even worse than Scourge, dude. It's so bad, and Scourge is a useless rune. It's not really worse than Scourge, but I mean it's really bad. So yeah, if you don't get many stacks on this rune, it's gonna be garbage. I'm not really sure. I don't think that I like this. Maybe they should reward people for. Maybe the reward on stacks should be higher than, because the base damage is really bad right now. This makes it so risky for this rune. Maybe they should go for this stack. The damage per soul should go up to 8 again. I think Dark Harvest is garbage now though. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be too snowbally if they go for 8 damage per stack again. We have to find out. I think if you proc it often, it's gonna be strong. But if you're not able to, it's gonna be really, really bad. Alright, let's see. It says jungle, but this is really mid lane change. Okay, so Raptor spawn and okay. Alright, so Raptor and Wolf spawn is later now, so that mid laners won't be able to go for the Raptors and get level 2 and still get to the lane without losing any minion. This means that now the camp spawn at 130. The laners are gonna be forced to either go for the camp and maybe lose a bit of CS, or just they don't go for it. Because it was really strong. Mid laners with like Aatrox with Smite, they could just go for the Raptors, take them, and go to the lane without losing any XP. And they had such a big lead. Alright, what's that? Nexus splits, that's not interesting. Oh yeah, ranked guys! Ranked has been changed! There is only Division 4 now, there's no Division 5 anymore. And Iron, I think Iron has been implemented as well. So if you have found yourself at Diamond 5, you get to Diamond 4, like me right now. If you look at this, I was Diamond 5, now I'm Diamond 4 for free. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Thank you, right? The armor looks different as well. I think it's pretty cool. Looks cool. I like the fact that there's no Diamond 5 anymore, no Platinum 5, no Gold 5. Because these divisions used to be filled with toxicity, salt, and unbalanced games. I don't think that this will be gone. I think Diamond 4 will be kind of the new Diamond 5, probably. depends on how hard it is to get there and how easy it is to get demoted again. All right. Now this was the patch rundown. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you.